Bad deals only.
Bad Deals, episode 6001. Hard to believe we've been doing it so long, Nick.
It feels like only yesterday.
Listen, the channel's running hot. We're finally up on Apple, Spotify, all the things.
I've heard of those.
Yeah, Apple's a pretty good company.
Yeah.
We made it. They accepted us into their podcast ecosystem. What a week. What a last couple of weeks. But, man, this blizzard, not a fan.
Well, I mean, I hate to start off on a negative note.
I mean, us?
But
Let's just talk about it.
If you're one of those people who live where you can see one of the big tall buildings in Boston, and you at some point throughout the year go, I just want some snow. I miss snow. We were talking about this. I love snow. No, you don't. You love the idea of snow. You like hot cocoa, Hallmark movie snow. That is not what downtown Boston snow is. This is, if we get half an inch, our city somehow wakes up out of a coma and goes, what is this stuff? How do we remove it? We have no clue. And they have to Google search it. They call in other cities that remove snow. And it is absolutely horrendous. If you want snow, I have a little tip for you. I've done some geography. Apparently, if you get in 93 North and you just drive it, you can hit even a couple other roads to go to other states. But, as a collective New England group, we are the worst state for snow. New Hampshire does it great. Maine does it great. Vermont does it maybe the best. Go there. Go there. Do not.
Like permanently?
No, for your snow needs. Take your snow needs to another state. Massachusetts, we are a beach community. We're good for universities. If you need a heart transplant, come on down. But if you want snow, you leave, okay?
What if you need a heart transplant from shoveling?
Yeah, you're gonna. That's why. Like because if you're in Vermont, you wouldn't have to shovel. Vermont's like in New Hampshire. They have all these fancy gadgets. Snow just doesn't exist there. Like it falls down, it naturally goes to the side. We had a city of Boston emergency for 48 hours. Cars could not park on the street. All they did was put the snow where the car would be. Now there's no parking spots. Every road I drive on is now down to one lane. It is absolute chaos in the city.
Good. It's not good. Can you explain to me, this is we'll just sneak peek. We're going to get to it later. We'll go through a lot of underrated, overrated, but just give me a quick preview, underrated, overrated, space savers.
Okay. So Southie resident for 15 years. And we're
talking to an expert.
It was the wild, wild west. Absolutely. Like I am talking, we would get no snow. We'd get Channel 5, hey, snow might come, and people would just put something out there to save their spot prior to shoveling. So I am happy the city came up and they said, hey, you know what? We need to call it a snow emergency. You need to shovel your spot, and you have to put something there, and you can do it for, I think it's now 48 hours. It might be 24 hours after the snow emergency ends. So snow emergency ends at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. You have until 6 p.m. on Wednesday, maybe till Thursday, and then you're done. 2015 Snowmageddon, people shoveled and acted like they bought a piece of real estate from Boston. And they were like, no, I'm here till April. This is my spot. I'm doing it. We had one-way streets. Mayor Wu, space savers. Let me make a little revenue. Let's have organized space savers. You have to buy a cone from Boston. It has a number on it. It's associated to your account. You can take a picture and you tell Boston that you shoveled it out and where your space saver is. That way,
a genius.
Yeah, no kidding. Hire me. I'm a consultant. That's free advice, Woo. You got it. It's coming from me. You're all set. I'll handle the snow savers. You do some other stuff. I'll handle that. But now we know who's there. We know if a car gets damaged. And then if a car takes a spot, we know who did it.
That's true.
So, I just think we need more accountability. Technology has come leaps and bounds over the lawn chair. Okay?
That is true.
Let's jump up. I think we can all live one happily ever after, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, not a fan of this storm. We manage a portfolio of properties, have properties ourselves.
Yep.
And Snow Guy just completely flaked on us.
They always do.
Essentially every property.
They talk a big game, and then it's kind of like, unfortunately, like some of the contractors out there, they have the money, they have the deal, so they go and search for the whales. They want the people that are going to pay them the $1,000 that day because they haven't signed up earlier. So your property kind of goes to the back burner. You really need the old school guy who's still in the truck. You can't have the guy that's like, oh, I hire the guy for the guy. This can't be some pyramid scheme of snow shoveling. You need the guy.
Yeah. We We had, I think, our second crew here today. We just re-cleaned this up.
I may be right now currently in a snowbank that is in a crosswalk that is in like a elderly home space, like elderly home space saver and handicap spot. So like I have like $800 worth of tickets in my one parking job right now.
Not a good time these last 96 hours. Kids no school for 2 days.
Yep.
2 days, probably worth it. There was a lot of sidewalks to be cleared these last couple of days that I saw.
So I saw Milton had a decent. They have this Bobcatty snowblower that was just going down sidewalks and throwing snow. I was like, that seems logical. Like, let's get that going.
I did see Winthrop did a good job yesterday. They were taking the snow off the streets with a much larger. What do you call it? Something larger than a Bobcat? Just an excavator.
Excavator, I'd go with.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously big construction background here. And they were just throwing it in 18-wheelers, taking it off the streets.
Well, so that was Snowmageddon. I'm a big fan of like, hey, let's learn from history. That's what people do all the time. Like, let's call up Montreal, Toronto, any other place that gets triple the snow we get, and like, hey, you guys seem to not all die in January. Like, how do you get snow done?
We've all seen that video of the giant excavator
the snowblower, right?
Yeah.
It's throwing it in.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And it's throwing it right into the truck, and then it drives away, and another truck shows up. Yeah, that's the right stuff. So,
like, you can't tell me like we don't have more money than Montreal or Toronto or Vancouver, whoever gets more snow than us.
Poor Maddie on our team sent. I was like, hey, where's your car? Because she was away for a couple of days. She's like, oh, it's just on the street. I go, whoop, good luck.
Yeah.
And she sent a photo last night. It's like, do you need help? Should we be sending someone to shovel you? Should we send the snow guy to shovel your car out?
There was a company, I think there still is. Again, bring it back to
shovelyourspot.com.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the exact website, but someone who basically they take a picture of your car with all the snow and then they come and show you that it's all done. I mean, good business.
You could advertise in the Spot Saver app that you're talking about.
1,000,000%. It'd be amazing.
You know what I mean? You shovelyourspot.com, little hyperlink.
I love it. I think we could just be doing it better. Because what we have right now, again, they act like we've never got 2 feet of snow before.
It was a lot of snow.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know about you. I tried to me and Kennedy went outside just like, Saturday. I think it was started Sunday. So Sunday night, like after the Pats game, we're like, oh, let's go try and put a dent in some of this.
Sure. Smart move.
I mean, the wind was just howling.
Yep.
Just put everything back right where it was. Wasn't the best of times. Unsuccessful trip outside. So.
No, it was. You had to stay ahead of it. It was good that it was a weekend. A little bit different than work. It was good. A little throwback, but did you're a local guy. Did every time it snowed and you're like, oh, it's gonna be a lot. Like some elder person brought up the blizzard of '78 and how bad it was.
Yeah. I did see a couple
cars on the highway.
I can't believe school's still closed. We had to walk to school both ways.
Of course.
Like, was it that bad?
If you see 78 ones, it was cars stopping the highway. Like it was my.
That's usually some out west shit. We don't usually get that.
My car's on the upper deck expressway, and I might go get it.
I mean, how much of that was your 1976 Cadillac DeVille with rear wheel drive wasn't cutting it?
Yeah, probably not designed for 4-wheel drive driving in snow, but that always seems to be like the inevitable callback. If you're like, I
like when people reference the No Name Storm of like the early '90s, and I'm like, why? If we're talking about it for 30 years, it's a storm.
Yeah, we have to name it.
Anyhow, so I guess what was this storm?
Fern, I think. Did I make that up?
It's so strange,
I think I might have made that up. Yeah. I think it's Fern.
Well, a wise man once told me on this podcast, we have the technology at our fingertips. We can just go look this type of stuff up.
I'm final answer, Regis. I'm going with Fern.
Fern. All right, we'll fact check you later. What else is going on? We've
real quick. 5 deals put under in the Snowmageddon.
Really?
Yep.
We got a couple. I don't know. I got one going into Snowmageddon that you got. Yep. Which is nice.
But no, I thought it was good. Like these people were like, I'm gonna get ahead of it. I know can't control Mother Nature, but I can control what I'm gonna put on this offer. I'm gonna do it ASAP. And I think they got it. Timely because of the snow. And people are like, hey, I just want to get this under agreement. Because as you know, houses don't show great covered in snow either.
No, we gigs up on shooting exterior shots. I think for a while. we did have a lot of active buyers. We were out showing homes all weekend. I was out Sunday before the Pats game. And same thing, like everyone was canceling the Sunday open house. I mean, we just didn't even post a Sunday open house knowing that the storm was going to be a disaster.
It started early too.
Yeah, so we did Friday, Saturday opens instead of Sunday.
Okay.
Luckily got the properties that we just listed this past week under contract, which was nice, by Saturday afternoon, which was good. But yeah, then just absolutely no opens on Sunday. But we were out. And everyone was like moving the times of their open houses to earlier, and kind of relinquishing or being really wishy-washy on like their deadlines of when the offer was. Well, you could send it earlier. So ultimately, I think if you were out shopping this weekend, specifically on Sunday, and you put your offer in quick, you probably made a little bit of a better
which is
buy.
awesome.
And
And
for sure.
the only thing I was telling people in the office, now that we have the storm, I think we're going to see the effects the next couple of weeks where people are like, oh, I can't show it because, we haven't properly cleared it out yet. I can't show how big the yard is. Like, you can't see the fence that I was, trying to market.
Well, I think we have 5 or 6 closings this week, and that's 5 or 6 moves, right, for people.
Very
and
difficult.
So luckily, with enough lead time going into the storm, I think we tactically moved the walkthroughs around enough. One closed early on Friday, which I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do this. They like signed everything Friday.
That didn't happen.
Okay.
That didn't happen.
And so it closed yesterday.
Yeah, it got signed the day
closing.
that it was dated and notarized. Yeah,
Right. And then we did the final walkthrough on the weekend. So,
Perfect.
So that was nice. That was for a seller of mine, of course.
Of course.
So,
Understood.
So that worked out well. But yeah, we have a couple final walkthroughs. Movers are all delayed. How are we going to handle the moving truck and the tight snow?
Yeah,
and some of these streets? The logistics are a little tight right now.
It's going to be a challenge, but again, we haven't had a ton of snow, but we're a snow city. We're supposed to get it. So I think the normal, it was probably the past like 6 years, we've kind of had like a late February spring market start. This might be a true March, like depending, because, I'm not even going to, say that I've looked into this, but, someone mentioned like, oh, we might get snow this weekend. I'm like, okay, sweet. So we have snow this weekend. Next weekend is our team playing in the Super Bowl. So we're kind of like, then we have the February vacation up. So we're hitting these marks that like we may have a slow February. I'm going hopefully no. You only need one person to buy a house. We don't need, open houses with 50 people at them.
Sure.
But I see the writing on the wall for potentially a slower next couple of weeks and then gangbusters after that.
Yeah, I think we've been busy, right? So a lot of people still out there buying. A lot of splash over from the tail end of the fall buying season, and they're just like not hesitating right now, which is great. So definitely busy, and I agree with you. I think it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks because now we're into the same rhythm that we were in like 10 years ago, where it's just like snow every weekend. It's more than a few inches, so it's going to be a little bit of a mess, especially now.
Yep.
And then you're spot on. We go right into Super Bowl weekend, so that's going to be an interesting, probably another Friday, Saturday. I think those Sunday open houses are still busy. People getting out of the house.
Sure.
Especially after a couple of storms. Like if we have good weather.
Stir crazy, I agree.
Yeah, 100%. So I think that'll happen, and I know that we're still bringing inventory to the market, right? So I do think, like we talked about a few weeks ago, this is a very underrated time to get your property on the market because of all the stuff we're talking about. The seller that wasn't prepared potentially, who hasn't listed their property yet or hasn't had a realtor shoot the property yet, has some delay and potentially decided to go to the market. So, if we were going to list or shoot this week and we haven't shot in it yet, now the seller says, hey, like, I don't know, let's kind of wait a couple of weeks, maybe see what happens. I have so much snow to clean up. I don't want people in my house right now. Open houses get super messy, like the whole, like, you get salt all over the floor, right?
I don't have to go down this road too far, but like, do you bring carpets or is it snowshoes?
Yeah,
Or
snowshoes. Yeah, we make everyone wear those, yeah.
No, I'm just saying we do the booties. The booties, remove your shoes, like, because it gets that front door can get chaotic.
It's super messy, yeah. So we have booties. We this time of year we stock up on them. We have all like those corny like please remove your shoes boxes. I think it's hard to pull that off like in the rain. People are still a little strangely and frustratingly disrespectful and like won't do it. But this time of year, like everyone knows, like you're just tramping in so much crap into your house that people actually abide by the rules a little bit. And then we actually just ordered a few like throw out carpets. Like,
I think it's smart.
which is nice just to kind of put by the
And
entryway.
is this like, hey, normally I get to a house like 30 minutes before, now it's an hour to make sure the heat's on and like, you know,
So it
there's
depends
a
on the
fireplace,
property.
start that stuff up. Like, you know.
It's definitely one. I think you got to plan to get there a little bit earlier, especially with parking right now.
Sure,
So it's,
sure.
I mean, it's really tough, right? So it depends where and what the property is. But
Would you ever like talk to neighbors and be like, hey, we got an open house? Like, you know, people might be in your driveway for a little bit. Are you going anywhere over the next 2 hours? That type of stuff?
yeah, so interesting question. A lot of the times, like our actual like procedure is to call the neighborhood and mail the neighborhood beforehand, because they should really hear from us as the broker that we're going to be selling the property or bringing one of their neighbors' homes to the market, and just kind of ask for their grace. Hey, there's going to be a lot of cars in the street. We're really sorry about it. If you got a driveway, you know, throw your car in there. Obviously, it's probably in there right now, but yeah, that's kind of just a standard procedure that we try and pull off all the time. Definitely, probably a little bit harder to pull off depending on the type of property that is. But another thing we always do too is we always try and professionally clean a property before we bring it to the market, before like media day.
So you'll do it twice, because I know you do it at the end too.
Yeah, well, sometimes we have to do it 3 or 4 times, because especially if we're in there all weekend with people and it gets messy, like we're either Swiffering, we're cleaning up, or if it's just too much, like we're just gonna parade in a group again just to do a light touch up, you know, mop or something like that. I think it's important that we give the home back in a better condition than we left it if we can.
Yeah, no, I mean, everyone's always said that about like when you turn a car in. Like if you get your car detailed, like you get more value to it. Like
no lease fee. Yeah,
instantly people are like, oh, like this looks good. Like, and then it goes without saying. I mean, you can tell me that your theory and thoughts on this, but like, if you see a clean put together house, you're like, everything must be clean put together. The heating system, the roof, like they're just put together people.
Yeah, it's super important. I think presentation matters, right? I think first impression matters. So we always try to do a lot of those things as much as we can. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, good question or a good comment. But yeah, I think it'll be a weird couple weeks as we go into February vacation, because if you're anything like me, well, we didn't talk about this, but I want to hear about Margaritaville too.
You'll hear all about it.
We're trying to go away for February vacation in Florida. And
Same spot.
Yeah, Anna Maria. And like the flights are so outrageous, so we're gonna try and go in like the middle of the work week.
Yeah,
and stay a middle
smart.
through vacation. So we're I don't know, longer vacation for the kids, I guess, but just to try and save like a few $1,000s on flights, which it's just so crazy how much
the flight is tough when you've paid $250 and now it's $12.50 and you're like, it's the same thing. Like I'm not getting more peanuts, I'm not getting a better service, the plane doesn't go faster,
you get an extra biscuit.
Yeah, like they don't throw the bag off quicker. Like it's like you're not getting anything better. It's just like, this is a supply and demand issue.
It is crazy. Actually, right before the blizzard on Saturday, I was trying to convince my wife, I go, can we just go to Florida for 3 days? Like, and we could not get out for under like $2 to $3 grand.
Yeah, we're going to Tampa this weekend for the Boston Bruins
Stadium
taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning at the Buccaneers Stadium,
Yeah.
and the flights are just outrageous. It's insane.
That's crazy. I'm jealous.
But I assume people just want to get down there anyway. I don't think it's necessary for the game, but I think it's just going to be a busy time. And then we're heading out west for the Super Bowl, and those flights are extremely crazy.
You were just a world traveler.
No, that would be all in continental United States.
This sounds like a tough month. Tough couple weeks.
It's tough. But
this
hey,
weekend,
Nick is always here, folks. I'm always here.
This weekend, Tampa, home, back up here for 4 or 5 days.
Cliff House. Friday, Saturday.
Oh my God!
Sunday morning, Santa Clara.
Wow.
Monday, Boston.
By the way, the bunk room, outstanding.
Can't wait.
It's not huge.
Yeah.
Right. But it's
like a closet made with bunks, right?
It's bigger than a closet. They got their own TV. They have a little snack bar.
Money.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. Nice bunks.
They must have loved it.
Kennedy fell off the ladder several times. It was fine.
It's okay. I know a good personal injury attorney if you want. That Cliff House has a nice insurance
indoor
policy.
Pool, a little cold, a little cool, and I need you to ingrain this deep in your brain for your trip. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to want to swim outside.
100%.
Okay.
Do I bring a winter hat?
You do. Okay. You have to. Yeah, that's the SOP behind it. So I had my Reds Rubbish hat on outside. There's photos.
No free hats.
No free hats. And so Red Venmo me for that one. Because I went through so many different order of operations of which pool to hit first to not be numb, this is the way you have to do it. I'm going to spare you all the wrong details.
I love this. Expediting my pool adventure.
You have to go direct to the jacuzzi.
Proximity to the big pool, it's pretty close.
You can't go from jacuzzi to big pool. Too cold.
Okay.
This is my advice.
So the big pool is not like 95 degrees?
It's definitely warm. I didn't have my handy dandy thermometer with me, but the big pool outside, my guess is like 80. Now you're like, oh, that's warm. It's probably set to 80, which means it's not 80.
No, yeah, it's 75.
Okay.
But if it's 0 out, like it should feel warm.
Yes. However, because if you just walked right outside, you're freezing to death because you're about to hop in a pool.
Yeah.
It's extra cold. You're in bare feet or sandals or those little Cliff House booties they gave you. The robes are lights out, by the way.
Yeah, love that.
And if you just go right to that pool, you're going to be a little chilly. So my advice is you got to go bake in the jacuzzi for 10 minutes and just really get overheated.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah. I need cold because I am so warm right now.
From there, your walk back to the indoor pool for the kids.
I'm going indoor.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you walk right to the indoor pool because it's very warm and humid in the indoor pool room.
Yeah, you get that chlorine hue.
Yeah. That's
Got
right.
it.
So your walk is going to be blissful because your core temp has to be, next to boiling, right?
Yes.
You're probably running a fever at this point, and so you scoot in, and the indoor pool is basically now it's much warmer than the outdoor pool. Okay.
What? No way.
The indoor pool is warmer than the outdoor pool.
That makes 0 sense.
It's outside.
Yeah, but
And it's
still,
the winter.
that thing would be cranking.
Yeah, so you're probably like 6-7 degrees warmer inside. So it's very nice, but if you get in from the jump, it's cold.
Got it.
Okay.
So now it's refreshing.
That's correct. And after you're refreshed and your temperature is brought down just a tad, I think you very swiftly can make the trek to the outdoor pool. Okay, so don't spend too much time in the indoor pool because
quick little question, because I had a negative experience at the new Boston Omni in the Seaport. They have an outdoor pool that is very warm. It's
still
like
open.
90 degrees, 12 months. It's awesome.
Wow.
However, the pool deck is not heated. So that thing was a skating rink.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you're getting out of that pool and you might not
slide.
make it home. Like you might just be wheeling your way back and to a van that's going to pick you up and put you in the back of it, because you're the odds of you breaking your neck are 50-50.
I know a good personal injury attorney.
Oh yeah, it's going to be the Williams Hotel in the Seaport.
So from there, going from the indoor pool, it's a quick walk to the outdoor pool.
Okay.
And it's a progressive build. There's no stairs. Progressive build in, and it's a pretty shallow pool. So it was at this point where I was like, oh, it's going to be the difference in temperature isn't too much. And I feel I'm warm still because I was in the jacuzzi and then this indoor pool. And so your walk to the outdoor pool now is cold. Okay, are you tracking with me?
So now I'm getting low, and the outdoor pool now will bring me up.
Well, the walk to the outdoor pool is cold, and you're wet from the indoor pool. So by the time you re-hit the outdoor pool water, you're warming back up.
It's not as jarring.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my recommendation. I tried it. I mean,
are the kids with you on this whole journey?
3 factorial. There's 9 different ways to do this. Is that right? Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Are the kids with you at this point?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're following you.
Yeah.
This
So
is true dad leadership.
Yeah, true dad leadership. All the signs say the kids can't go in any of the pool or the jacuzzi. By the way, 13 plus. We did it.
Yeah, who's enforcing that?
Well,
yeah.
I guess they haven't.
Come kick me out.
I guess they have another kids pool, but obviously it's closed.
Yeah, come find me.
So, we just literally had our children in the jacuzzi. We were those people. And
how busy was the jacuzzi?
I mean,
I don't like
busy.
guests in my jacuzzi, and I know I do not own the Cliff House. I do not have the right to be in the jacuzzi
Sounds
by
like you have a
myself.
jacuzzi at home.
No, I have a big one. I have it's brand new. No clue why they put a gigantic jacuzzi in my master bath that I've never used. Only the children use. But no, I do not have I have outdoor jacuzzi attached to my pool. Another silly thing that you can only use it when it's very warm out. When you don't want a jacuzzi.
It's nice to be Nick.
I'm not complaining. I am not complaining. But in hindsight, pool, summertime, get it. Jacuzzi is like a February Friday night. Like you're having a cocktail outside.
Yeah.
I can't
Which
do
you're
that
not doing.
because mine's covered. So I need a secondary jacuzzi for the wintertime.
I understand.
Yeah.
But that's my order of operations for the cruise.
I'm in.
Cliff House was good. We tried to take the kids to.
You make a moose. I heard you can make a moose.
We did make a moose.
Okay.
They were out of moose, so we made a cardinal. Wasn't very
They're
applicable.
Maine. Like they should be moose bountiful.
They
and
were out of
plenty.
moose.
Okay, hope they restock by next weekend.
We made a fox as well.
Okay.
Yep. It was nice.
Dinner at the hotel.
At the tiller.
Okay.
At the tiller. Michelin star restaurant, by the way.
Michelin makes tires. Like I don't know. Like, I think the stars might be a tad overrated. The whole guide came out just so you would travel to restaurants.
That's true.
I think it's false.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't that great? Taking the kids in there was a real treat. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean,
it was fun because
we're iPads when you're eating. So I mean, I'm not the best parent.
Well,
I'm no Miss Rachel.
So, ready not to really just air out the family tea here, but Kennedy had just gotten in a fight at school.
Did she win?
It sounds as if she prevailed.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Be a proud dad there.
Yeah, it was good, but I think my wife and I were still disappointed.
Sure. Well, hey, yes.
Principal called us, all the things, right?
Okay.
Lost recess. She was very upset, and so part of her punishment, she has an iPad for an hour a day, and so we took the iPad away. So
hey, sometimes you gotta be stern.
no iPad in Maine. Okay.
But she had TV in her little cubby.
She did have a TV and a 1,000 stuffed animals with us. So, so of course at the restaurant when her behavior declined, I was very frustrated, and my wife was like, "I'm just gonna give him the phone." I go, "We're not doing that.
We gotta stand strong.
We're not doing that." Which jury's out if that was the right call or not. So, being a dad, I was like, "All right, do what every dad does. Say, all right, Kennedy, let's just go back to the room. If you can't behave while you're here,
I love that.
Let's just pack it in." She's like, "Well, we didn't eat yet. That's fine with me."
Yep.
Right? Mom will bring it back to the room. Let's go. And she goes, "Fine."
Ooh,
do it.
Called your bluff.
So I go, "All right then, Jen, we'll see you later."
There's also bunk beds and TV in the room. The room's a great option B.
So we get out to the lobby by the big fireplace. I take a knee. I try and
rationalize. Reason with her.
She goes, "Nope. Let's go back to the room. You said we were going back." And I said, "Fine with me. Let's go." So we went all the way back. She stomped the whole way.
Love it.
And we got back in the room, and I told Jen, I go, "Hey, this isn't working. We're actually back in the room." She's like, "Oh wow, Jesus Christ, can you guys come back?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I was like, and she had actually, you know what it was? She spilt water like all over herself, and so then her pants were wet. She was super upset, and I was like, "Hey, it's fine. You know, we'll figure it out." And we were not figuring it out, so we went back, and I was like, "We're just gonna change your pants." So then we went back. Behavior did not really improve, and that whole thing was just basically a giant bluff on my behalf.
So sometimes my move is, and I'm not saying this is the best move because, like, you know, you're not doing family meal the whole time, but I'll take the kids and be like, "Okay, you order the food. I'm gonna go do laps with them, walk them around," because it's really like they don't want to have conversation with you. Like they look around for 30 seconds and they're done. But once the food's there, they're a little distracted. They can kind of, you shove some stuff in their mouth. So I kind of like, "Hey, let's go. We'll go walk around. We'll go do a lap. We'll go point out some stuff." And then make, like, you know, springtime, like, we'll get mom a flower. We'll steal it from the garden out front. We'll pick it back. I try to mix it up because sitting down for too long. No one likes to sit down for an hour. And in these restaurants, like, I'll tell them all the time. I'm like, "Hey, all these things," and I go, "Fire that all at once. I don't need this course and stuff. I don't need this every 15 minutes. You know, you're hitting the button. Like, we order salad, bring it if it's ready. We're not that fancy and formal."
That's very it's very smart of you. So we made it a whole 10 days with no iPad, which was good. It's back now. It came back day before the snowstorm.
Did you feel grateful? Like, oh, that, like, wow, like, this is great. Like, I'm gonna behave now because,
you know, it was wonderful when she didn't have it. I'll tell you that, because she's played with her brother more. She played with her toys more. And I mean, listen, we're not good role models with this.
Of course.
I think it's tough, but I mean, that thing is so addicting for them, and it's like full on dopamine crash when you take it away from them. That's why they're always just like so frazzled. So we're trying to figure it out. I think we did new time limits on stuff, really trying to taper it down. But yeah,
I think we're all learning on that one, on that front.
And then we did the pub for the Pats game, which is pretty good.
Okay, so how many restaurants on
There's
site
just
here?
2.
Okay.
Well, there's a coffee shop too, but so two and a half.
I'll go 2.
Yeah, it's good. We didn't leave.
Now I mean, hopefully this isn't a violation for any,
Great pancakes there, by the way.
for any social services or anything. But like my wife and I will put the camera in the room.
Oh yeah, you should watch yourself on
And
this
we'll log into the Nanit.
Yeah.
And the kids are asleep. We'll go down to the pub and we'll have the phone up and we watch it and we'll go back up.
Yeah. That's a point of contention in the Williams house. Because
we can also talk through it. So if they did get up, we can go, we'll be right there, or this is going to happen.
Yeah,
like it's not.
It's true. We have pulled the FaceTime. We do this in the boat a lot in the summer. Like, this actually sounds significantly more dangerous.
Yeah. We just leave the boat running and
FaceTime
FaceTime
each other, throw it, the device you're carrying with you on mute, and just get a little bit of a longer range.
Sure.
Nana, if you will, because we don't have like the radio frequency ones don't work too well. I had heard, and it could be a wives' tale, they say, there was a very similar scenario, and there was a problem in the hotel, and somebody may or may not have ended up with their children at the end. Trying to be really vague with this story. We'd have to fact check it, but I'd be careful.
What do you like? You mean like a fire drill and
something like that, and like the kids, they couldn't get back to the kids, and there's no danger. Everyone's
I'll
fine.
tell you right now, just like the jacuzzi, no one in the Cliff House can stop me from getting there's no bus boy that's gonna be like, sir, you know what? You actually can't go past this way. Like I'm just gonna go there. So I feel okay about that.
Yeah, I think that's probably valid. That's valid. Well, what else? So, Margaritaville.
Jimmy Buffett is no longer with us, but boy, does his spirit live on in Hyannis, because that place, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
It is I've never been to a Margaritaville. I think I've been to probably a restaurant. One of the I think it's a longboards they call them. Yeah. So I mean, it's you're a parrot head for a weekend, But this place, brand new renovated, very nice rooms. Really? Obviously has like the kind of nautical feel, but very nice rooms. A lot of walking. It's a bigger hotel than you would think. The water park, it's probably made like perfectly for like a 8 to 11, where you could be like, they're not, they can run around, they can go down the slides. My kids are a little too young for the slides, height wise. Had to be in the pool with them a lot. The lazy river is probably like 3.5
pool
feet.
Temp.
We always want it warmer. I'd say it was probably around that 75 mark. Like you get in, you're like, oh, it's a little cold, but it was never, because you had that chlorine humidity going around you. You felt like you were, in the rainforest. I was in the Rio movie.
The Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah, exactly. But food was good. Food came out quick. Again, the rooms were good.
Just one restaurant there?
Just one restaurant and like a breakfast place. But the longboard was, I mean, you walked in, there was also a hockey tournament. I could go off on a tangent about hockey tournament. This hockey tournament's there. You walk by every room. I don't know the protocol anymore, but this room is like, here lives Seth Williams, boy, age 11, shoots righty, had 4 assists yesterday, like all on your door. I don't know why you need the back of a hockey card on your door. Like I don't know if that's gonna team morale. I don't know if you're bragging to the other teams. This is like more of a intimidation factor. I have no clue, but it is rock and roll. And then these moms, particularly Connecticut. They are decked out. I'm talking headbands, sweatshirts, socks, pants. You got your kid's name on everything. Like, you couldn't lose a kid at one of these tournaments, because like you are. They know exactly who you're supporting.
No code Adam at Margaritaville.
No, you are finding them in 2 seconds. But overall, I think you got to go. Kids are going to enjoy it. It's a vibe.
There's few places that I think can exceed Cliff House nautical decor. I gotta tell you,
Jimmy Buffett puts Cliff House in a body bag.
There's no way,
dude. Undertaker, write down, shut the casket.
Wow.
Give him the urn. Cliff House. Jimmy Buffett. There is a gigantic sandal when you walk in. There's a 12-foot sandal in the lobby.
For what?
It's a flip-flop because you're on a beach. I'm Jimmy Buffett.
Wow.
That's what I am. Like he crushes beach theme.
I would imagine the Cliff House cost per night is a little bit over Margaritaville, yeah.
So I had a long weekend. It was MLK weekend.
Yeah, we were both celebrating.
It was we had a 2-bedroom residence. Kids had the big beds. We had our own little room, little kitchenette and stuff, and it was not cheap.
Huh?
It was under 2,000, but close to that amount.
Yeah.
For the 2 nights.
Yeah. We broke 3 at Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff. I think it's gonna be expensive. How many nights were you there?
2.
Yeah.
Tough break.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, pancakes alone are like $38.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, the food is cheaper at Margaritaville, and the beach, the whole water park thing, I think was like included. Towels and all that stuff were there. No, it was good. It was good.
All right, we should probably.
Oh, arcade too at Margaritaville. And a good arcade.
Wow.
A pretty good arcade.
Wow.
Okay. So there you go.
Reload a card.
I gave Ryan Family Amusements a decent amount of cash that day. Like, I wish I could have just bought some of those teddy bears instead of having to.
It's unbelievable. The claw machine, dude.
I mean, I'm slowly working a class action lawsuit against the claw machine makers. I'm not sure if the arcades are active participants in the fraud. Or if it's just the arcade machine makers, but it's happening.
You're on fire today.
And I'm going to bring this up. Like,
you're on fire today.
Dateline and Chris Hansen are both going to be involved.
You ever see the duck arcade? It's like you just win every time.
Yeah. I've seen
end up with 68 fucking ducks.
Yeah, I've seen the duck ones. I've seen them all.
You've seen them all.
And I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the secret? Claw machine hack.
Yeah.
Claw machine dad hack.
You can't walk in and the kid wants the pink bear when the pink bear is not in a good position. So we sometimes I know it's a 3 move. I know I got to grab that bear's ear and move it a little bit to get the caboose where we get the most girth, where that claw is going to hold it and go. Also, we all know traveling from the back corner to get to where that thing's going to drop, treacherous. You want to get the one that's closest right there, because occasionally too that thing's still swinging a little bit. It will swing, and then the weight will just bring it over. So there's a lot you have to think of, but don't go in there with the attitude like I'm definitely getting that one, because you're gonna disappoint yourself in that little child who really wants that toy.
This is podcast gold. So I have a follow-up question.
Bring it.
When the claw deploys, right?
Yep.
And I find
the spin at the end.
I feel like the issue is when it really goes down and it goes, it's not grabbing. What's the right way to deploy the claw?
You have to anticipate it. So that all depends on position.
You have to anticipate the claw spin.
Anticipate the turn. So what you're talking about is that's a fairly deprived prize machine, because you're getting all the way to the bottom. So one that's pretty freshly
full,
stocked. Pretty full. Yeah, you're just you can kind of sit right on top, but it's gonna spin a little bit, and that thing's gonna grab. But that's again all about positioning. So you kind of have to waste one, because you have to see how
calibration,
how the claw is operating. Correct.
But you should use that as one of your 3 if you can.
Yeah,
3 in 1
1
move.
million%. You want to make everyone count.
Dude, just end the podcast right now. I actually feel like I learned something about claw machines. I never thought about, because you have the plexiglass box. Now that you say it, a lot of these claw machines, they are half down, and that's why we're getting this elongated claw grab. We really need something that's freshly restocked. And you and I both know, class action lawsuit wise, this is a intentional bad downstocking of the claw machine.
1 million%.
Unbelievable. What a reel that'll be. All right, let's move along. Should we?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you want.
Should we? We got a couple good things to drop here. Okay. I have a fresh Reddit thread from Reddit, of course.
Yep.
Ready?
Heard of it.
The title: is my real estate agent as bad as I think they are?
Oh, the answer is usually yes, but
pretty short paragraph. I was assigned a realtor by Zillow without me knowing or understanding. Time out already. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen,
Suspect.
we get the consumer absolutely loves Zillow. Okay. And so it's very, very hard to get them to get off of Zillow or Redfin. But what a lot of people don't understand is that Zillow is a lead generation tool to sell leads to realtors.
Most brokers that you're going to see are financially compensating Zillow either through commission reimbursement or
100%.
through a monthly fee. So like they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're bad, but they're there for a reason.
Hey, listen, we've all done Zillow at some point, but the reality is the consumer is being not being the consumer is being misled, thinking that they're reaching out to the listing agent a lot of the times, and the reality is their information is being sold to 1 to 4 different realtors depending on the area, and then that person is trying to get you in the home as fast as possible, and they're reaching out to the listing agent to get them in. So by the way, you click and consent and even probably sign now a disclosure for a showing
I've
agreement.
had hundreds, thousand people have good at Zillow, like who've got a house through Zillow, but I think you kind of have to, you get what you get, you're in that, jumble of it could be good, it could be bad. I could get the house, I could not.
Yeah. I just wish the consumer would, it's so hard to retrain the consumer here. I get it. It's one of the fastest ways to get in and see a property. And Zillow does a great job at just hitting, you hit the click button and then next thing you know, you're in the property. But the reality is if you want to get in to see a specific property and you don't want to necessarily work with a realtor, you should try and hit up the listing agent or call your friend or family member. Please reach out to anybody but going through Zillow. That's my personal opinion. But anyway, this person was assigned a realtor by Zillow without me knowing or understanding. Turns out the first showing was the home that we wanted. Couldn't have been easier for this realtor. Maybe for this particular one, point and shoot. This is why people like Zillow, by the way, because it is a very high intent lead.
I'm buying a house.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's this one. I'm buying a house.
They are active, ready, willing, and able buyers. Correct. A lot of the times, maybe not right now in this
high target environment.
100% versus the Google pay per click or anything else that sometimes has like a 2-year time to transact that needs nurtured. So they are point and shoot. So yeah, sure. I would hope that the agent is probably an active member. They're obviously a good realtor if they're paying for leads or have this relationship with Zillow, but yeah, sure. For this one particular showing, I would agree. Couldn't have been easier for this realtor. Here are my issues. Number 1, they could not show up for 3 out of the 5 in-person visits. She sent a replacement for the inspection visit who was 30 minutes late. Next, the majority of times we needed her help, she mentioned she was at other showings and would call back later. She did communicate somewhat effectively and promptly, however, by text, did not negotiate a better deal in any aspect from the original offer from the seller. Don't really know what that means, like original offer.
Probably paid asking.
Maybe from the inspection or something like that. Yeah, agreed. One of the 2 visits she showed up for, she had to push the meet time back 1.5 hours because she said she had family issues, and then confessed she was doing something fun with the family the night before, maybe a couple too many cocktails there, and we accommodated her. And the following morning, she asked to move the time back again another 2 to 3 hours, which we declined. Lastly, she said she had to miss the closing. I want to file a complaint with the company and tell her how I feel, but I also want outside opinions if I'm being too harsh. At the point she's getting her money, so there's no recourse here. Actually,
yes. I mean, this is the tale as old as time. I mean, it is the agent has the client signed up, has the property under agreement. I've seen it all the time. Like I have agents who's like, is a PNS signed? Is a PNS signed? PNS, in a lot of people's minds means dollars. So once they get that, it's kind of like, what am I doing next? Yeah. But the best brokers, I mean, you look at the stats. Like I think it's like 11 to 15% where agents will get repeat business from the same clients. But if you work your book, if you do a good job, people don't want to go searching for a new agent. Right. They want to call you back.
Right.
So it's like, instead of spending the money on Zillow and trying to go get the next person, foster the people right in front of you. Because most people are in this realm of, I'm buying a house, they're buying a house. Like they're doing this because like, at this point in life, which most people they hang out with are doing the same thing. And you can get a lot out of it. If you talk to them, hey, if you know anyone else who are buying, if you had a good experience, like it doesn't sound unreasonable. 5 times at the house. Yeah, I get if someone's not going to be there, but what are you doing to follow up? What are you doing? Like, I don't, are these just measuring visits? Are these, inspections? Are these actual negotiating parts?
Right.
But, you should be able to feel as someone who deals with people, are these people happy with what I'm doing? Have I said too many negative things like moving meetings, something over text, and feel the temperature of the room and kind of try to get them back? But you should. It happens, and this is why the people, brokers, fail in this business because they're chasing the next dollar and not fostering the dollar that's already in front of them.
Yeah, I have an interesting take. I agree with most of what you said. I do think that this is, to a degree, sounds like either someone who is dealing with family shit, maybe partying too much, or they could just be a really busy agent. I don't know if I have enough info yet, right? So
sure,
I mean,
but they certainly didn't set the expectation.
Yeah, agreed. So because there's a lot of times like I'll go out on definitely the first few showings. Another realtor might accommodate them on our team. A lot of the times the staff is going to go to other appointments too, potentially appraisals and inspections. It really depends on the type of property that we're going to be in. For instance, if I think that an inspection or appraisal are going to be big hurdles in the transaction, i.e. it's not going to appraise or there's going to be a lot of inspection issues, I personally am going to be there. If I think it's going to be a walk in the park where the bank is going to do everything just fine, then it's not something that I'm going to attend. I know those are a couple different examples where maybe the client might not necessarily be there, like the bank appraisal, but the reality is we do, as busy agents, want to focus a lot more on the money-making activities, bringing in new business for sure. That's how we all stay busy if we're trying to close a lot of deals. I think on the flip side, you can't let the customer experience kind of go on the wayside. I think a lot of this too is probably exacerbated by the fact that the way the client came into them was click, click, show up, I want it. I think a lot
There's
of
no foundation of a relationship.
100%. There's, we don't know anything about each other. We didn't decide to work together. This is just now a fluke, and now I'm tied to you via a showing agreement. Now I can't even potentially backtrack and actually see if I want to interview agents because technically maybe they're in agreement or have procuring
clause. And then talk about the consumer too. Like they got the house, they seem happy with the transaction, they signed all the documents, the pricing, and all those negotiating things, and now they're really justifying the service based on what money they think they got.
Yeah.
And that's a tough standard to live up to. Like, because you got this, you should have done X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Well, you actually had a positive transaction. Like, you got the house you wanted, and you paid the money, and it closed. Like, that's like what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, yeah, it's an interesting point too. So I thought that was a good one, just because.
But that's very common. I think that's probably 1 out of 10 deals. Like people feel that way.
I think it might be more than that. Something that we try and always do too is like I've really pivoted to voice text a lot.
Yep,
if I can't take the time to have a quick phone call with you, then I'm going to give you. I think we talked about this before. Like I'm going to give you a little bit of the tonality, what I think's going on. Because sometimes we might not have 10, 15 minutes to hop on the phone. You and I on the phone. We're on the phone for 2 hours. Eventually, one of us is like, "Hey, I gotta go." Bye. Right. So I think that's important, and I think this is why every single consumer really should interview agents before they go to make a buying or a selling decision. Most people only interview one broker. They really should interview 2 to 3. They should certainly cross-check and do some research on things like Google, Zillow, and the like. But ultimately, if these folks have not done their research and do go through this point and click showing, I think sometimes you're going to get this type of point and click experience.
And it, I don't know the full background on here, but it sounds like they were like, "Ooh, we want to get a house," started searching, and then jumped right into it. Like, if you think you're going to buy in March, start talking to people in December, January. Like, get your team ready so when it does happen. And the same thing I tell agents, and I probably mentioned it on here, but like, introduce your attorney, introduce your lender, introduce your inspector all early. So these aren't new relationships that you're trying to, win over and ask questions about, whether it's pricing or procedure. And you can talk all about how it's going to go, because all people want is communication. They don't want to anticipate what's happening, because if you don't tell them what's going to happen, their brain fills in what they think should happen. And if it doesn't happen that way, you're a disappointment.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. I just want to read some of these comments in here because
I'm sure they're good. I'm sure they're amazing. I guarantee there's one broker that's like, we don't make that much money. Like we do. It's something about like she works so hard.
She works so hard. Yeah. It was about the other 300 clients. Yeah. First comment. I love this comment. I have a serious question, and I swear I'm not being snarky. Why didn't you just interview a few agents to find one who would best suit your needs before you started looking at houses? I mean, this is
it. Can you like a comment?
It was me. No, I'm just kidding. But no, this is it. It's exactly what I said. You gotta do your due diligence, and I think most people don't know how it works, and they just decide to get into it. Very similarly, I mean, unfortunately, I think that's how rentals go. I find the rental business very, very disloyal. It's like people are just like trying to get in the door.
Whoever gets me in
That's right. That's right. And so I think a lot of it's the same, and everyone maybe doesn't know what they're getting into. So, but I agree. You gotta just.
But this is back to what we talk about when we're like, we've made this industry like, oh, it's so simple to buy a house. Like, I'll help you. It's not a big deal. It's like, no. Like, if you're going to buy a car, people like research and they read the safety reviews and the this and talk about it. Like you're buying a house. Like, this is, especially in Massachusetts, it's an asset. Like, you're
huge deal.
You're getting money. Like, you should be putting a little more effort into this.
I couldn't agree more. This is a long comment. Hopefully it makes sense. Most people don't know how this works, especially first-time home buyers. When I bought my house, I saw a house on Facebook.
Okay.
Interesting. I applied for financing. Weird next step. Saw it in person. Hated it. Got approved. Found another house I liked and went straight to the realtor that would get me a credit from my lender. Got a problem with that one. He was similarly horrible. So much so that I took the classes just to confirm how horrible. And this lady pairs and compares. He actually materially failed in his fiduciary duties. Interesting. Now I'm out there providing a better experience for buyers.
Oh, so they're an agent.
Oh, now they're a realtor.
Yeah.
One of the things I actually do with every buyer is ask them if I'm the first agent they talk to. And if so, I encourage them to do a couple more interviews. Okay, so I kind of like that, but that's weird. So trying to find the person that just gives you money back, like that's just a weird way to start a relationship, right? So just a little quick anecdote. We just did a negotiation on a contract. We obviously have a set fee in place.
On a listing?
On a listing. We had to negotiate an inspection. And what I started to really do with my clients is understand their bottom line. We talk about it way in advance. We spent a lot of time talking about this last couple of weeks with the inspection stuff. There's a lot of inspection renegotiations right now. And I think preparing both buyers and sellers for that is really, really important. So I prepared my client based off what I saw at the property that I expected to be big issues. And he's like, listen, I'm fine all the way down to this. Do your best, which is exactly how I love to work.
Awesome.
So sure enough, egregious repair list comes in. I say, hey, unfortunately, I think we're just not going to move forward in this. And lo and behold, we end up getting much closer to a deal. My client is elated. He conceded a lot less than he wanted to concede. And at the end of the day, I more than made up my entire fee in this negotiation. So if that whole interaction started with like, well, if you're going to charge me the least and we never do business and you find that broker who does, the reality is you probably end up in a much worse space than at the end. And there's a lot of folks who would have just relayed the news and got the deal done. The reality is we saved our client a ton of money.
Yeah, it's awesome. No, if you go the next steps, I always do like the CPA analogy when people are like, how much did your CPA charge? It's like, no, how much did your CPA save you?
Truth.
He'll pay anything if they save you more than what you pay. Yeah. Like that, there's supposed to be a value add.
What are you paying to file your taxes these days? Do I want to know?
No, I'm on the cheap end. I'm not that bad. You got all the cost segs and all that stuff.
You're a W-2
guy.
Yeah,
you have all the crazy stuff going on. Mine's not bad.
I do have a crazy setup going on. All right, one last comment here. I don't think they know what they were getting into with Zillow when you request a showing. They just assign you an agent that pays them for leads. This is what we just talked about. They make it seem like you're reaching out to the listing agent when in fact a buyer's agent who gets in touch with them, which is what I assume how you felt misled. They then proceeded to see the property, and when the agent shows them the property, they're kind of tied to them at that point. I just think that's the way these sites do it, and it is misleading. There's actually a huge class action lawsuit going on right now between Zillow and some of what they called their flex partners and Zillow preferred.
Okay.
All this RESPA violation stuff where
the
it's
quo
all
pro stuff.
Yeah, it's all about this. It's they were siphoning leads to certain brokers, and then there was a minimum threshold, is my understanding of how many of those buyers that were fed to those agents had to go in and get approved with loans from Zillow.
Oh, the loan thing. You don't want to go down that route.
And if you didn't hit that threshold, right,
no,
they would stop sending you leads.
Yeah, that's not right.
So there's a lot of stuff going on in the industry right now between all the companies. So anyway, I thought that was like a nice, interesting thread to kind of go through. So
that's I feel like our that's a regular Wednesday for us.
Too bad the entire podcast today was just us shooting the shit about nothing before we got into the
I think
deal.
I think real estate's all around us.
We're the crab rangoons when you need them. All right. And a special winter edition of Underrated, Overrated.
What do we got?
You ready? Snow cancellations for school.
Now, I have a different perspective because I am not the stay-at-home mom who's helping with the kids and has to change like her day up. So like, I think they're underrated. I think it's great to have a snow day for children, but I do understand because like I'm just looking at little Nick, 7, 8 years old, and I'm watching, and that Channel 5 is going across, and it gets to the P's, and it says Plymouth, and I'm like, yes, there we go. Amazing. Like, it's great. But
Pope John.
Yeah, but a little bit, but obviously it was a little bit different. Like, usually someone in the neighborhood, like family said, hey, come on over. We were out sledding, we were doing all this other stuff. I feel like kids these days, like it's a little different dynamic. Like you have to fully engage, take time off of work and do all that stuff. So I think it's a good thing. I just think, do it when it's necessary. Don't make it like an automatic, but I see more like in-service days for teachers and stuff than I do snow days. So like, I mean, you could probably put all of those into one big basket. And
yeah, can someone do some, we'll have to pull this up in ChatGPT maybe. We need some deep research on how many half days we had as children.
I think we versus had the first Wednesday every month or something like that, or every other month. It wasn't a ton. Because I used to love when we had them, but it wasn't that often.
I gotta feel like it's super high.
We also had way more delayed. Remember, like a 2-hour delay? No more delays.
2-hour delay.
No more delays.
That's what it should have been.
Yeah.
Right, because I think everyone was cleaned up enough and we could have got people to school. But I think, unfortunately, then the sidewalks and the roads will have to be clear enough, and you have to be able to safely drop kids
these
at
days,
school.
They don't have that delayed satisfaction where it's like, hey, guys, like, you really want to get out in early June. You don't want to get out, July 4th weekend. Like, it's nice to get it now, but we got February, we got April break, we got some long weekends. Take advantage of those.
I also don't remember school going deep into June.
Things have certainly changed.
Things have changed.
Yeah, things have changed.
Okay. All right. What about hitting the slopes during a blizzard? Are you a slopes guy?
Not a skier.
At all?
Not a skier at all.
Nobody in your family is hitting the slopes.
No, we're not. No one's a skier. But I have so many friends who are actually really good skiers, and they kind of they go during the week. They get their time in. But I equate to like golf. So I'm like, when you're in the season, you gotta take it when you get it because it doesn't last all year. So I think if you want to do it, go. I mean, I see some of these videos of my buddies on GoPros, and they're tooling down, and then there's little kids going. It looks like it could be absolute chaos, but it also looks fun.
Yeah. I would say it's super underrated. I haven't been this year at all because I snapped my leg last year, but you haven't heard that one?
No.
So every year we do like a boys trip.
Okay.
It's actually coming up, I think, here in less than a week. Not attending this year. And we've been doing it for, almost 10 years now. Started with just 2 or 3 of us. Slowly got some momentum, like 20, 25
Same weekend,
guys.
same mountain?
No, different mountain every time. It's sometime in the January, February-ish. Okay. I think it really depends on everyone's work schedules. We kind of just throw up a couple polls and we're on a really inappropriate group chat together, And so last year, we've been keeping it in the Northeast these last few years because everyone's got young kids now.
Understood.
But we've done out west. We did Park City. We went to Idaho.
Oh,
we've done some good mountains and it's usually like an excessive trip. It's probably like 4-5 days.
Oh, that's a lot.
And so really, we just pack in all. I pack in all my snowboarding into this 1 week. I'm not doing day trips up to Mount Sunapee anymore, right? So, so last year, Sunday River. Okay. Right, pretty close. But we have people coming from Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
We have people. A bunch of people come from New York, North Carolina, and so Sunday River, obviously super far for everybody. Closest for us, maybe 4 hours, and so we all make the trek up there. We try and plan it around a storm if we can, but can't always figure that out. And we rented this really, really sick lodge that actually used to be the old ski lodge for Sunday River back in the day. Awesome place.
So far sounds good.
Huge
so
fireplace.
We're doing the right
I
thing.
love the real fireplace like Cliff House where you're just feeding it, really good time. So we got half a foot of snow that night. Monday, hit the slopes first time. We're up ripping around. And if you're not familiar with Sunday River, I'm sure they have it again this year. It's like 5 or 6 peaks, right? So you got to go up the lift, trek down, go up the lift, trek down. And we're trying to get all the way over to what's called Jordan Bowl. It's a really nice kind of like whoopy fast trail. Okay. And at the end of Jordan Bowl, which is why we're going there, they build this gigantic igloo. with a bar in it.
Obviously.
Okay.
We're New Englanders. Whatever you build, you put a bar on it.
It's incredible, right? So this is an igloo. It's bigger than this freaking office. You know, it's sick.
Awesome.
You know, LED lights, bar, everything, stools, like it's great. So we're like, we got to get to the igloo, guys, right? And so, you know, it takes us like 10 runs to trek up and down. And, you know, we're taking a couple good trails, and there's a group of 20 of us. We kind of split up a little bit, but we all know destination.
That's the end point,
igloo. We'll grab our first beer, right? So it's like 10:30. I'm with one of my buddies that I grew up with in Lynn, Mike. What's up, Mike? And we rip down. He's a great skier. So he's flying. I'm keeping up with him. We get all the way down to the bottom, and we look around. We've lost like 18 guys. I have no idea where they are. A shocker. They were already in the igloo. Okay. Spoiler alert. But so Mike and I stand there. You know, it's one of those lifts where you get the dual lift lines at the bottom. So we stand there, you know, for 10 minutes. We're like, maybe they went back up. Right. Let's go take one more run. So he and I rip up again. Mike, veteran skier, very good. I'm behind him. He is absolutely flying. Because we had some fresh powder, I was on the far right hand side of the trail. I cut back to my heel side edge. My board got like a bunch of powder came over the top of it. I caught my lip. I literally snapped my MCL in one fell swoop. Got sent about 50
Might
feet.
be why I don't ski.
50 feet down the mountain. I fell on my upper chest. I also wear this, which was my dad's. Okay, so it hits me in my upper chest, cracks 2 ribs. Okay, and I am just like dead. I'm dead on the mountain. Okay, Mike.
At what point are you like,
Mike is gone.
I'm hurt.
Mike is gone. Oh, dude, when I tell you. First off, I was wearing my Apple Watch because, like, it gives you all these, like, you know, cool trail maps. Like, you get all the, you know, it's syncing with, like, the trail app now. It knows exactly where you are and what you've skied. It's like, it knows I'm severely injured. It's like buzzing. It's like, do you want me to call medical support? Yeah. You know, you've been in a dangerous crash.
And now that I don't ski, does someone see that and go, hey, I got to call someone? Like, is there other people around?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 100%. There was a couple of people behind me who front row seats to it. I have no idea what they look like because I was in Looney Tune land, you know, wearing a helmet, everything like that, but complete yard sale, goggles down, gloves come off. You know, I have no clue what happened. I mean, this happened lightning fast and I am dead. Ugh. I am dead. So I laid there for a good 5 minutes. Some old timer's like, oh man, that was a great dig. I'm like, he's like, you're okay. And I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Now, did you ever go, I'm just going to kind of like scoot down the mountain on my own?
Hold on. So I laid there for what felt like eternity. I finally got up and I was just like so out of it. Not concussed, okay, but definitely super rattled. Took me a while to catch my breath, right? And I rode down the mountain. I rode down.
So
no ski patrol.
On your board? Or?
On my board.
Oh.
Yeah, I rode down on the old adrenaline, and I get down to the bottom, and of course, every single one of my buddies is just there at an outdoor fire pit having a beer from the igloo, and they're like, dude, looks like you ate shit. I have snow in every crevice of my coat, and I was just like, yeah, that wasn't good. And my buddy Mike's like, you know, I don't know what happened. You either died or were way ahead of me. I couldn't figure it out, and when I got down here, I was like, oh, he's dead. And I didn't go back up and look for you. And so I sat there for a while. Then we got back in the lift line because we're like 5 peaks over from the main lodge. And when you're snowboarding, you got to put your foot behind you to like push like a skateboard.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, yep, I'm dead. I can't do this. And so my buddy Keegan called ski patrol. They came and checked me out, and I got the ride.
So you didn't break your leg; you just broke your MCL.
Snapped my MCL on my back knee.
But at least it wasn't like compound fracture or anything like that.
No blood, no breaks. But so Keegan rode with me in the ski patrol Tahoe back to the main lodge, and you know, in true sales fashion, of course, they're like, hey, so from here you can sign a waiver, or I can bring you to the clinic. What do you want to do? And I was like, well, I guess bring me to the clinic. Like, I don't know what's going on. And they're like, well, they'll at least check you out. Okay, so I get to the clinic and they're like, hey, so you can get a full exam, but you have to pay cash. Okay, or And they point to a bunch of cardboard boxes by the door, or we can make you a brace out of those old Amazon boxes. What would you prefer? And I was like, this is the best sales line I've ever heard. They're like, hey, so we actually have a full clinic here. We have X-ray machine. We have 3 doctors inside. They're really, really good.
What is this cash price?
They're all ER nurses. They're fully trained, certified. They'll do a full X-ray of your leg. And I'm like, okay, this sounds amazing. They're like, only downside, it's cash, or we have some cardboard over there. We can fashion you a nice brace. And I was like, ha, ha, ha. And they're like, nope, we're serious. And I was like, now here's the deal. Have you ever had an MRI?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what you need.
I'm pretty calm in that tube.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot harder to not move, but yeah, I'm fine. The SOP of the MRI is you need an X-ray.
Correct. They need to know what they're looking like, where they're going, what they're looking at. Yeah.
So I'm sitting here and I'm just like, well, we have health insurance that I pay an egregious amount of money for, which they're obviously not going to take. Super exciting. I finally need it for the first time in 2 years, and it's cash. And I'm like, well, if I don't do this now, I'm going to have to go back PCP.
Oh, it's going to
X-ray. I'm 10 days out from an MRI if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
So I say, fine.
Did they give you the cash price? Or is this like, we'll do it all and we'll let you know what you got there?
We'll bill you at the end.
Oh, dude, that's a tough one. A range?
So I say, you know what? Fine. I'm expecting this to be what? $5,000.
What was the scope of work we got going on?
X-ray, and they'll give me an immobilizer brace at the end.
Just an X-ray? No, I'm going under
X-ray exam.
I'm going under $1,000.
Under $1,000.
I'm going under $1,000.
I'm thinking I'm committing to a $2,000 note. We've all seen the X-ray bill from the medical company.
I'm going $785.
I'm going 12.
1,200.
12,000.
12,000. Well, so my math is rooted in, like, I've seen the X-ray bill paid by the insurance company, $5,500.
Those are padded. Those are padded.
Okay,
they charge for like the lead thing they put on you.
But that's my only reference point here. Is like, oh shit, this thing costs $5,000. What's the cash price, right? So, and I'm just like, whatever, dude. You guys take card, and they're like, yeah, okay, cool. So, go through the whole thing. Hey, good news, not broken. They slapped this great immobilizer brace on me, which is what I needed.
Get you a bunch of free beers that night.
And I snugged out of there, went right to the foggy goggle, didn't move for 8 hours. Now, at the end of it all, they gave me my X-ray on a disc. They gave me a nice main health folder. They gave me a little baggie. They gave me the box to my brace and everything like that. And here you go. Here's your X-ray. You can show this to your PCP. He'll order the MRI for you. $200.
I think we should be shipping people up north. Just
I mean, if that doesn't tell you that our medical system is popped.
I hope you left a nice review for those people.
I'm actually going to go do it now. Yeah.
Because that sounds like a VIP experience.
Yeah. So
they should have led with the $200 because I think everyone's taking that. No one's doing the Amazon box.
Couldn't agree more. Maybe revenue would be up at Main Health. It's like they didn't want to work though. I don't know. They're like, send this poor guy out of here with the Amazon box. But at the end of all of that, day one of the 4-day trip, I was the guy who picked Sunny River. I booked the Airbnb. I did everything. And I was like, hey, guys, I'm literally leaving in the morning. Screw this. It sucked.
That's tough, though. I mean, on a guy's trip and, like, you can't do anything they're doing, it's like, it's not like you guys are playing poker tournament. Like, they're on the mountain. You're on the inside mountain, all day long.
They're at the bar. It's dinner at home or dinner out every night. And I was just like, I was in excruciating pain.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So.
Did you end up getting surgery?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not. Pass. Rehab.
How's it doing now?
It's okay. I haven't strapped on the old snowboard. A lot of my friends said, hey, Seth, time to maybe bolt that thing to the wall. I don't know, It was tough, though. I immobilized a brace, crutches and all, hobbling to list appointments within a week.
I don't know anything about this. Is, like, skiing less dangerous?
Yeah, because what happened is, feet on the board, you cut back, and when my board it caught an edge, so it snapped, and like so my knee torqued that whole thing.
Okay.
And it's the MCL is what lets your leg go side to side. So what would have happened if you're in skis? You would have lost a ski. I still would have ate it. Maybe could have broke a bone potentially, yard sale and whatnot.
But you're not locked into that position.
Correct. Yeah. So I think a little bit of an easier fall, and I think that's why a lot of the times people are going to convert.
Skis scare away too. So like what happens when you fall on a snowboard is like every time you roll, it's torquing again. Because the snowboard gets caught and you're strapped into it.
This guy.
That's why I'm a Margaritaville guy now. That's what,
So the boys' trips next week, I'm gonna respectfully decline.
Where are
this
they
time
going?
around? Breckenridge, Colorado. Tough one.
That's nice.
Yeah, jokes on them. The base out here in
They don't-
Vermont.
yeah, they don't have a lot of snow, right?
300 inches of snow out there. They got like nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never knew that could happen in Colorado. I thought they were always.
Breck's good. The elevation's tough though. It's a good mountain though.
Okay.
So anyway, wow, what a story. We were all from underrated, overrated on that one. I mean, geez, what else?
What else you got?
What else is there to even cover here? I do have, I think, one or two more. Sledding.
Underrated. Sledding's awesome.
Come on, really?
Sledding's awesome.
So overrated.
Well, no, age group sledding. Like if you're like the group of like 28-year-old girls living in Boston and you want to go sled down Boston Common to take like an Instagram reel, overrated. But if you
I didn't know that was a thing.
Seeing a young kid jump on a sled, all in their Michelin costume, going down and then trekking back up, and like there's hundreds of them, that's awesome. That's a good day.
Yeah, I guess so.
We had some decent hills that we used to go to, and it was fun. Like I haven't done sledding in a while, but I like sledding. I
did take a sled yesterday, myself personally.
How'd it go?
I mean, it was underwhelming.
Any flashbacks to the Sunday River Mountain?
No. But I did. I was teaching Kennedy. I go, you gotta get a little bit of a run and start here. And,
grabbing your belly and run down.
Because we're just working with like the trash can cover sled.
Got it. Yeah.
I think we need a little bit more of a bobsled type device.
Dad should probably be pushing.
No.
Okay.
No, it's tough to push on the trash can one.
Sinking down too much.
No, it's like you're not really getting a lot of inertia.
Okay,
I think they're better with the run and jump.
I get it.
I did have a drone with me though that I did get some good content.
That's pretty good.
Good content that I ripped
good
out
for the
there,
neighborhood
so.
when you're trying to sell.
All right. I think that's really all I had. I had a few underrated, overrated. We got school vacation coming up. We're gonna have a nice Chinese New Year episode. To drop. What was the place? Was the Crab Rangoons, Nick? Chen's in Derry, New Hampshire. Just a little sneak peek. I rated that Crab Rangoon. We're gonna call it an 8.6. I'm amending
very high,
very very high, especially for our first rating on a Crab Rangoon. Producer Nick was nice enough to bring me a goon from the Great White North.
But yeah, I think we're gonna do a Chinese New Year's episode.
That'll be good. We'll have to get that.
Do you think your local joint would let us film there?
Well, we'd have to get all this equipment over there.
Or just maybe just hold mics or something. We'll figure it out.
I feel like that could be weird. Of course they would, yeah. But okay. I mean, I feel like, yeah, that'll be an interesting one. But I mean, we'd have to have an ice cold Miller Lite, coldest beer in the world.
That sounds absolutely amazing.
It's so impressive. So this is now our another consecutive episode of us just talking Chinese food.
You got to get it in. It was like Seinfeld. They always had a Superman in the episode. Like we have to throw in a Chinese food restaurant. Yeah. He always had one in his house. That's why they said it, but he would reference it all the time. Yeah.
Got it. Well, I think that's a wrap.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Bad Deals Only podcast. If you like this content, share it with a friend or a family member or somebody in the industry, and subscribe and share.